always. How are you guys tonight? Welcome. You survived Monday, and hopefully you didn't do anything illegal. So, welcome to the show. My name is Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I am an attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and tonight we got two pretty big criminal defense topics to cover. One of them is kind of like what we expected to happen. So it's kind of like, dog bites mailman, film at 11. The other one is a monster victory that I thought we'd get, but it's good to see somebody become righteous out there in the world today with Daniel Penny. If you weren't aware, he did get acquitted this morning or today of the negligent homicide charge. So it's a good day out there, Chad. It's a good day. I look baked. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Why is my hair all there? So, Kayla will be denied eventually. Yes, she will. She will. Very much so. Very much so. Drew M says, "Oh shit, here we go again." Pretty much. That's the other way to look at this. When it comes to the Rekieta question, the RQ, we very much are. Here we go again. Nothing new. Arnett says, "You're in Cleveland. I am too." Yes, well, I'm not in Cleveland because I don't want to live in Cleveland, but yes, I live outside of Cleveland. I've been getting to the dog snacks. Well, they're right here on the desk with me. So, I mean, I could see that happening. I mean, they're right here. Benjamin Lewis says, "I just used AI to break down my dad's case against the government since it's too old for Sean to explain to me." Oh, and Reketamine says, "Sean, just wait till you see the big brain plan that's going to give Nick the dub." Oh, I'm sure he's got it, Chet. I'm sure he's got it. We'll see. We shall see going forward. James G says, "North of Cleveland." No, Chat, not North Cleveland. And then arson investigator for $49.99. Just like Hitler going 9999999. Daniel Penny, but yes, the Penny Celebration Sandwich Fund. Hell yeah. Mike says, "Did I see Trump's latest appointment?" No, I did not, but I hope it's based. And I hope people are losing their mind over it. No, it's been a little bit of a busy day, so I did not have a chance to really keep track of everything. Zero Skill says, "Are you familiar with the license plate reader map site, deflock.me?" No, I am not. Also, chat, hold on 1 second. I forgot. We got to get something up in the background. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, chat. It's a problem with live TV out there. Got the problem with live TV out there. So, Pseudo Snark says, "You for $25. You nailed response for the prosecutor. Any thoughts on the arrest in the NYC shooting? Confirmed, no booster was probably a guess." Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We'll talk about that just a little bit, real quick. They did catch the guy. Apparently, the guy who dusted that healthcare CEO in downtown Manhattan. Apparently, he was using also a 3D printed Glock 17. So if you guys have ever printed out the Chairman Juan 3D printed Glock frame, which that's what that is right there. That's version 3 of the Chairman Juan Glock 17 frame. But yes, you too could steal that look. Yes, but he went to a McDonald's somewhere in Pennsylvania, and the person working at McDonald's thought he kind of looked like the guy, and then he called the police, and they picked him up. So, yeah. Oh. All right, chat. We got enough people in here. We're going to get started. Oh, he's going to name Harmeet Dillon as his Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights. Woo, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Like, he's got some people. He's going to let some people. He's going to turn some people loose, man. Fucking rip and tear. All Companion says he got Vince McMahon. Yes, more of the McMahon family in the White House. Have Triple H be a trade envoy. Yes. Hodor says, I remember the fallout of G3 from View. I wish I had one of those. Let me tell you what. Luke says, did I see YouTube videos? No, but apparently this guy has a YouTube channel, and his name's Luigi. Cyberrat says, the guy didn't ditch the weapon. Yeah, but people aren't smart. Most people aren't smart when they're doing their crimes, and it probably costs them money, or it means a lot to them. I don't know any number of things. But yes, if you're doing a murder and you use a weapon, it should be completely disposable. Dump it and get going. All right. All right, chat. We are moving on to the RQ, the Rekieta question. Except this time it's not, well, it's tangentially related to Nick. It is Kayla. If you guys remember, we've already covered Kayla's motion, that it was drywall dust. Or it could have been, Nick could have been on Ozempic. Of any number of things that are going on out there. That is Kayla's argument. Well, the prosecutor got a chance to respond, and oh boy, did she respond. Now, it hasn't been denied yet, but this is kind of just a precursor for what we're doing. And this is the state's response and opposition. Now, it's very funny because there's one big problem I have with it, and we'll get to that when we get there. And they say this, and this is the state's memorandum of law in opposition. So they're opposing it. And the sole issue before the court is whether there's sufficient probable cause to support the search warrant. And obviously, they want the court to deny Kayla's motion in its entirety. Now, once again, the U.S. and Minnesota Constitutions provide that no warrant shall issue without a showing of probable cause. And they have their own Minnesota Supreme Court case that reflects on the 14th Amendment and the 4th Amendment. Now, in determining whether or not the warrant is supported by probable cause, the issuing judge decision is not reviewed de novo, meaning it's not reviewed in its entirety. And instead, great difference is afforded to the judge or magistrate's findings of probable cause. And that's true. Generally speaking, they pretty much are considered to have made the right decision. There's a lot of deference given. And they say to determine whether the judge had a substantial basis, we look to the totality of the circumstances test. And that goes back to Illinois v. Gates. Remember, guys, we talked about this before. There were two tests out there, the Aguilar-Spinelli test and then the Gates test. The Gates test is the predominant one in the United States. There's only 4 states or 4 or 5 states that do the older, more restrictive approach to getting a search warrant. And they say in determining whether there is probable cause of search, the issuing magistrate's task is to simply make a practical, common sense decision whether, given all the circumstances set forth in the affidavit, there's a fair probability that contraband or evidence of a crime will be found in a particular place. So they talk about this. The courts must ultimately be careful not to review each component of the affidavit in isolation. And that's true. You have to look at it in its entirety. Think of it like a cake. I would use the sandwich analogy, but you could pull the pieces of a sandwich apart. But once you bake a cake, you can't separate out the eggs. You can't separate out the flour. You can't separate out anything. It's all one thing now. You have to look at it in its entirety. Does it make a cake? And they say a collection of pieces of information that would not be substantial alone can combine to create sufficient probable cause. Well, it's like we talked about that. And, she's showing case law that says that, but it's like I've said that before. 1 brick is a brick. 100 bricks is a wall. And the warrant should not be invalidated by construing the affidavit in a hyper-technical rather than common sense manner. Yes, That means sorry out there. If you're trying to act like you're on Reddit and go, well, actually, what does that mean? There could have been a watermark. What do you mean you saw the originals? No. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Now, I don't like this part. Doubtful or marginal cases are resolved in favor of upholding the warrant. I think that that's actually a problem. I think that, there should not be the burden given to the person finding. I think it should be tough. I think the Aguilar-Spinelli test is far more effective at protecting liberty interest. So this idea that doubtful or marginal cases are resolved in favor of upholding the warrant, doubtful or marginal cases should be resolved in favor of the person who's going to have their shit searched. That's the right way to uphold that. This right here, I think, is just, obviously a court's never going to agree with me, but I think this is actually a bullshit idea. Now, the warrant must supply specific facts to establish a direct connection or nexus between the crime alleged and the place to be searched, particularly in cases involving the search of a residence for drug activity. And they say, direct observation of evidence of a crime at the place to be searched is not required. Meaning the cop doesn't have to sit there and peep in the window and see the drugs. The nexus may be inferred from the totality of circumstances, including type of crime, nature of the item sought, extent of the defendant's opportunity for concealment, and normal inferences as to where the defendant would usually keep the items. And once again, when you got drugs, you might keep them in your thing. Sorry, chat. Somebody sent me something here. What is this? All right, sorry, that was a little weird. Now, they say a finding of probable cause may rest upon evidence which is not legally competent in a criminal trial, and that's true. You can have hearsay. You can have completely inadmissible hearsay. You can have hearsay that's double hearsay. As long as it's reliable, it can still be used. Now, you would have problems about introducing hearsay at trial, but remember, you get a little bit of leeway because otherwise the police would never get anything done. Now, some of you might say that's a based idea, but the court's never going to let us get there. Once again, it's like getting machine guns. We're never getting them. Officers may rely on their training and experience to draw inferences. And the reviewing courts may only consider the information in the application for the search warrant. And the neat thing is, for Kayla and Nick, we have the application for a search warrant from Detective Pomplin. So we've got that, and we're going to go through that again. Now, they start off, and here's where it starts picking up. The affidavit for the search warrant begins with a child maltreatment report that was taken by Sergeant Nestor relating to controlled substance use by the defendant's husband. Once Detective Pomplin received the report, he began an investigation into whether or not there was criminal activity related to drugs. The name of the reporter or the relationship was not included in the affidavit. Now, this is great. However, the name of a reporter of child maltreatment may not be disclosed. Oof. Remember that the whole time. You're not telling who did it. State law doesn't let you. No. Oof. Oof, chat. Your laws and your rules, you got to follow them. You got to know them. The report was the basis of law enforcement's investigation. Yes, it was. It was not the entire investigation, nor the sole basis for the application of the search warrant. And it's this part here. Kristen Pierce, if you're out there and you know from the Kandiyohi County prosecutor's office, just if you're out there, I appreciate this. Even if the court were to strike the information about the child maltreatment report from the application, there is still probable cause for the search warrant based upon Detective Pomplin's investigation. Oh, damn it, it didn't switch over. Hold on, chat. Here you go, chat. That is right there. Ooh. If the court were to strike the information about child maltreatment from the application, there's still probable cause. Oh, you know, the funny thing is, it's like I've mentioned that before. It's like I've said that before. Just like, you know, based on my experience and practicing and figuring things out, it's like I kind of knew this. It's like I kind of already said this. You know, it's like great minds think alike. And here's the thing, I'm not even thinking as a great mind. But once again, chat, let's get back to this. Let's get back to this and see where Nick's going to probably claim she's absolutely bullshit lying. Fuck off. Here's the application for the search warrant. We don't need all the preambles because that's not important here. The case background, this is where we're going to start. That's where we're starting. Let's see here. Oh, we got to make that very opaque. So on May 16th, Sergeant Nestor received a report of controlled substance use. Okay, so Sergeant Nestor received a report about possible controlled substance use. The reporter indicated that Nick lives at his house and with Kayla, and he lives with Kayla, and will remove the children. The reporter indicated that 4 people from the church had gone to him reporting possible controlled substance use and a questionable relationship with an adult couple. See, look, we're already weaving our way through this, and you could start thinning stuff out. That's where we're going. See how easy it is? You can remove those things. Like, I know Nick likes to play Mad Libs. Like, unlike Nick, honey, unlike the Bible, this is where you actually do that. Can you remove things and still get the right outcome? Now, let's get through this. So let's keep going. Let's keep reading here. So it was reported that inmates may have been staying in the home with the Rekietas, and the home was in disarray and cluttered. Okay, perfect. It was reported from a church preschool teacher the children had complained about not being fed. Okay, and yeah, we'll remove all that 3 or 4 days at a time and would start to smell. Getting rid of it. And then here it's just the comments about Nick looking like a lush, looking like he's doing the yayo of some sort. Pure higher drug driving a car around. That Nick would walk out of sermons randomly. You know, Kayla is looking really bad too, and they seem to look like they've lost a lot of weight. Yep. So there you go, chat. Notice we've removed that. You can still figure stuff out here. So they talk about reviewing the blogs. Doesn't help, you know, nothing we have to cut out. Don't have to cut out anything more there. You know, it's apparent, you know, we keep going here, and we'll even take out the stuff involving Aaron's kids. Imhold indicates in this blog that Nicholas needs help and needs to get help for his kids because of the substance use. See, look, there we go. We're eliminating all the stuff about kids. We're just getting rid of all of it, chat, and it's just going to be, you can get rid of this, like, follow along with me. We're going to do like Bob Ross style. You know, happy little redactions. You can go along with me here, and you'll see it works, because now we're into Nick riding the white stallion, doing that booger sugar, just chugging down that cocaine with his nose. And notice now we don't have anything else there regarding the children. Okay, so your affidavit's requesting the search for the above listed items in relation to the welfare of the children, and then we'll skip that, in relation to a controlled substance investigation. Your affidavit is also requesting to search Nick. See, there you go. See, look, I removed all the stuff about the kids, chat, and look how much we got rid of at the end of the day. Look at this. This is not that much. We're going to zoom out here. How much do you think we got rid of? Just bits and pieces. Just bits and pieces. So that's why, once again, it's not a hard thing to come in here. And look, we've already deleted bits and pieces of things. And look, all gone, all done. Took all the shit out about kids. Like 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence, 4 sentence, 5, 6 sentences total. 5 or 6 sentences total, and that's what Nick, they're all crying about. Like, see, we got rid of it all. We got rid of it all. I got rid of all the mentions of the children. Done. Does it still look like a pretty substantial report? Yeah. It is. It is. That's because it is. Less than a paragraph of over 3 pages. Yep. Monster kill. But don't worry, guys. The prosecutor is not done. The prosecutor is not done. So Detective Pomplin went on to review the social media of the defendant's husband. These videos are available to the public. They are. Detective Pomplin noted a dramatic change in Nick's appearance. He lost weight, appears tired, and overall appears strung out, which is common for drug users. These videos were recorded in the home of the defendant. Yes, once again, do not document yourself committing crimes, chat. Detective Pomplin also reviewed the social media of Aaron Imholt. In his videos, Imholt talks about experimenting with cocaine and other substances. There are no direct statements by Imholt the defendant was using drugs. Pomplin pointed out that Imholt insinuated use by the defendant, but not directly state that. And that's fine because the inference can be drawn. In the application for the search warrant, Pomplin notes there was a pre-existing relationship between Kayla and Aaron by referring to their prior videos. And they say Detective Pomplin included there may have recently had a falling out between Aaron and the Rekietas and Kayla. He also indicated that Aaron and April had separated. Pomplin informed the issuing magistrate that April and Kayla were no longer on good terms. Don't worry, Nick is going to force you to live together. Aaron also talked about a video where Kayla appeared to be under the influence of a controlled substance. And they say Pomplin did not rely on that statement alone, and he didn't. Detective Pomplin watched Nick Rekieta's video for himself. Detective Pomplin has been trained as a DRE where he has received specialized training to identify the signs and symptoms when someone is under the influence of drugs. Based on a review of the video, Pomplin stated the defendant was showing signs of being under the influence of a controlled substance. While Pomplin could not perform sobriety testing, he is able to recognize the physical signs of being under the influence of drugs. They are observed visually, and they can be observed in the person and through videos. Yeah, I mean, it's very much, she's walking through, like, oh, I'm good. It's just like if you get really drunk, chat, you think, oh, I'm the toast of the town, and everybody loves me. When in reality, you're blackout drunk and just you're like, let's do a keg stand. That's everybody thinks that, everyone thinks there's somebody who's refined and acting like they're in the New Yorker. No, when you get blackout drunk, you're a lunatic. That's all of us, though. That's a human condition. Now, she keeps going to discuss other things here. The judge just has to make the practical common sense decision. They do not have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the subject of the search warrant is guilty. And that's true because even if you could do that, there's been no opportunity for him to defend himself. Probable cause requires only a probability or substantial chance of criminal activity, not an actual showing of such activity. The significant fact not being whether particular conduct is innocent or guilty, but the degree of suspicion that attaches to particular types of non-criminal acts. That's true. If you're hanging out and looks like you're looking a little sketchy, and you're playing with a lockpick on a bridge, trying to play with a bridge full of locks, that's one thing. But if you're creeping around an office building in town in the middle of the night, yeah, that's going to look a little weird if they see you playing with the door. They say, thus, innocent or non-criminal activity can contribute to the totality of circumstances on which a finding of probable cause is based. And that is true, and that's a sad part about it, but that can happen. Now, cops may rely on training experience to draw on their affidavits. Pomplin relied on a specialized training as a former drug recognition expert. That's a bit of an issue, though. Now he's a former He's a former drug recognition expert. Well, how long ago were you a drug recognition expert, Pomplin? Because it says your prior 15 years as a law enforcement officer, but how long has it been since you've taken the class? Have there been changes? I don't know. Have there been big changes in the drug recognition? Well, we don't know the answers to this. We don't know the answers to what's going on here. So, as far as guys are ridiculous. Guys are ridiculous. We'll get to those super chats in a second. Free Rekieta! Rekieta! Free Rekieta! How is it that Phil says it? Nick Rekieta. Nick and Kayla are also experts in drug recognition. Yes, just like in training day, a narcotics officer must know and love narcotics. So I have a bit of an issue. How long was he former? We don't know the answer to that yet. And say, based on training and experience, including looking at pictures of people and their pupils, he was able to articulate the signs of controlled substance abuse he observed in Nick's videos. Even a layperson could have done that. Even if there was an innocent explanation for some of these indicators, that does not negate Pomplin's training and experience and deductions he's able to make based upon those indicators. Now, his subsequent investigation and personal observation of Nick and his videos corroborated the information provided to Deputy Nestor about the ongoing substance use in the home. And that's true. And as I said, guys, the information you learn later in the case, in this situation, does turn around and vindicate and corroborate the information they received right off the bat. And they say the totality of these facts establish a direct connection between drugs and Kayla's house. Even if this were marginal or doubtful, the Supreme Court has mandated that resolution of such cases should be largely determined by the preference to be accorded to warrant. Still hate this? Nope. Do not like it. Do not like it. Do not like it. It should not be how it's done. But it is what it is. So, they talk about, once again, great deference to the magistrate's determination. And they say, with this in mind, the search warrant application taken as a whole demonstrates the issuing magistrate had a substantial basis for conducting the probable cause existed to support the search warrant. Yep. And they say with the application together, in a practical common sense approach, there is a substantial basis to conclude that contraband or evidence of controlled substances would be found in the defendant's home. So they say, therefore, the motion challenging probable cause should be denied in its entirety. And signed by Krista Pierce. Remember, guys, Nick was saying she was still learning how to use a computer. She's doing pretty good now. I'm just saying there, Nick. Just saying there, buddy. Chaggett's waifu pillow says, I think I met Nick at a glory hole once. Was he just, were guys getting just like pulled in by the pressure change? It's like a decompression on a spaceship. All right, chat. So there we go. Like I said, it's bog standard, chat. It's like, meh. I mean, I almost didn't want to cover this because it's so fucking boring now. Like, are they all doing drugs together? Did Nick and Kayla invite their attorneys over to do cocaine and slam benzos or something? Because this shit was like, it's all laughable. They hire these attorneys, and these attorneys are just dumpster fires. But hey, that is their right. Patina Numismatics says another chapter in the history of the crooked nose. Lol. Kaleidoscope says, sup, big pimp. How you doing, buddy? And then Skeeve Man for 10 pounds sterling. But not the King of Sterling. You're up in Scotland. He says, Sean, in your best Scottish accent, your best, mind you, say, I don't really know if I should say that. I really don't know if I should say that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. So, sorry, I can't. Jefferson Post for $2 says, the state says, look at me. I am the bull now. And Nick will be like, oh boy. Oh, maybe this isn't so bad after all. Mavka says, is a white stallion the name of Aaron's dong? Oh, no. No. It's so funny. Johan Knoxo's been a member for 6 months. Says, we're going all night, chat. God bless the goal. Yes, we are. Isaac Baruch's Wholesome Gabagool Art says, Sean, you going to ham or rib roast for Christmas? I would rather have a rib roast. Like I said, I'm not a big ham guy. I'll eat it, but it's just not my preference. So it's not my thing. It's not my jam, as the kids might say. What the heck happened there? No, that was weird. Krusty Moko is a new member. Thank you for the support and the generosity. Appreciate it. Kluber will win Kayla in the divorce, yeah. Is Nick writing this shit? I don't know. This one was written very cleanly, so I don't think I think once again he gave them like, look, try all this, and they're like, okay, sir. But I don't know if they really have control over Nick at this point, because it's just absolutely getting out of control. Like these motions are barely passing. I'd argue they're not passing the straight face test. I mean, it's insane. I don't see why they're doing it. I don't see why they keep doing this, why they don't just stop. I mean, because look, we looked at that one. I already told you, like, here's what's going to happen. And guess what? Prosecutor immediately going to come out. Bam! Done. And Tim says, could Kayla's attack access to the safe and the probable cause hearing? No, because they're going to say Nick told us that was their bedroom, their husband and wife. We have not heard they've broken up. So there's a presumption she has access to that safe in the bedroom. Although even then the safe was unlocked. So no, she had said, I went over and closed it because I realized, what happens, and we don't want anybody being coked out of their gourd. He'd be in a lot of trouble, but it would still be tolerable. So yeah, I don't think it helps Kayla at the end of the day, because she can't say she doesn't live there. I mean, she can't say it's not hers. I mean, turn around and go, oh, it's all Nick's. Like, I just no. I mean, they're fucked. They're fucked. I guess it's a good idea. You had to at least try. Yes, I understand. You're not really fat if you don't like ham. I don't like ham. Like, not ham. Oh, God, why am I yawning here? Trump once says, do you really think the warrant would have been issued if not for the children? Yes. Yes, the children are background. They're like context. It's like filling in the story. I mean, here, really, read this. Read these comments. Read this stuff about remove the kids. Everywhere you find the child, three-legged hippopotamus. Remove it everywhere. And you still have a report. Like, here, let's read this last sentence. The reporter indicated that 4 people from their church had gone to him reporting possible drugs use and a questionable relationship with an adult couple. There you go. Done. So I'm just trying to tell you, just read through it, remove those things, and then if it still works, that should tell you it's not important. If you end up deleting a fact that destroys your comprehension and ruins everything, that's when you should stop and realize, like, That's where you need to stop and go, what else am I missing? What's not working here? But if you can keep removing things and still have it read well, then yeah, you should also say, what have I been believing, or what am I looking at, or how do I see this? And why is everything falling apart yet it's still working? Get ready for the third motion to suppress when April's time comes. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like these motions are fucking laughable, chat. They're laughable. They're just awful at this point. Justice for Montegraph. No, we're not doing that. Jefferson Post says, remember, kids, touch the cow and you become the cow. Yes. You stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss will stare right back into you. Where is Clyde? I don't know. We'll see if we can get Clyde in here. Hey, Clyde! Hi, buddy. Come here. Come on. Come here. You want a treat? I know. There's a compressor right there. Come on, buddy. Come on. It's okay. There you go. Hey, Clyde. Come here. Hey. Come here. Where are you going? Hi. Come here. Clyde. Come on, buddy. Come here. Hey. Come on. Clyde, hold on. Oh, I think we got him, chat. Hold on. We got to get him up here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Clyde, hey. No. Clyde, what are you doing, bud? Come on. No, he's not coming in here, chat. He won't come in. He's being skittish. So it's okay, Baba. We'll try to get you in a minute. Kayla's into the drugs first. This is known. Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of get the feeling like at times it feels like Kayla and, her attorney are just slamming back pills at this point. Maybe they're watching fucking Star Trek together. Snoop says, is this lolcow tipping? No, because I'm just reporting on what's going on. I'm not actually getting involved. Yes, why am I sneezing, Sean, almost? I'm sneezing a little bit. You need some Provigil, yeah. You can, Fatty Cats, you cannot stop us from getting to Kayla. Now, Brewberry says, can Kayla claim she's been demoted to second wife? I mean, she can claim that. It doesn't help her, though. Casey NorCal says, what up? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Fatty K says, Sean, why are you attacking our wife? You must save our wife. Snoom says, when I picture Sean working, is picturing traffic tickets getting fixed, not murderers getting off. Well, I mean, that's like more like it's not like traffic tickets, but yes, it's a lot more mundane things like people having assaults, DUIs, drug charges, like weapons cases. That's kind of the normal thing every day. Yes, you get some, and then as things go, you get like, oh, here's a murder. Here's somebody involved in a attempted murder or a felonious assault. Those happen too, but not to the same level of frequency. So yes, it's a lot more. It's like it's a boring thing a lot of days. Like I'm not lying. Like a lot of days, it's really fucking boring. Nothing special, nothing to write home about. Nick Lawyer is Panda's Nick. Let's see here. Jefferson says, wouldn't April have a standing issue anyway? Yes, she would. Dr. Mimo says the church would not have given a shit if it weren't for the kids. You're right. They wouldn't have. But once again, you can remove them from this and the story still works. Angela says, we are not going all night. Yeah, we'll show you. Hold on here. Has he paid Monty yet? I don't know. Yes, the tippy taps, but Clyde did not want us to join. Robert Barnes probably wrote these. I mean, this one's written a lot better than the other ones. So it feels like it's a different writing style. There's different writing styles. Oh, let's see. Sarah says they never would have gotten the warrant if Nick had the brains to not stream while on, stream high. Yeah, they definitely would not have. Absent Nick showing up on screen coked out of his gourd, they wouldn't have had a warrant. Nothing they could do. Can Drexel sue Nick for loss of consortium due to him fucking his life up and causing our wife to no longer be interested. I mean, that'd be a compelling case. That'd be a compelling case. Oh, no. Let me see here, trying to catch up for you guys. Yes, better call Barnes. And then, let's see here. Say, can Nick blame the Sonichu medallion as a legal defense? No. He also can't blame it. Like, he can try to blame his attorneys, but generally speaking, when you hire an attorneys, there's a little more sophistication that they attribute to you as a client because you went ahead and made decisions to pick them out, not just have one give it to you. But remember, even with an appointed attorney, regardless of who you are, if you're trying to argue my attorneys, ineffectively assisted me, you have to show that was a deficient standard, and that had they met the standard, there was a reasonable outcome of a different trial. It was reasonably likely there was a different outcome. So you have to show that still, and that's where people get, the attorney might screw up, but did he do wrong? And here, I don't see anything indicating they screwed up. It's just, it's bad facts, guys. Bad facts make for bad cases. And when you're trying to argue bad facts, you generally don't have too many you can rely on that are worthwhile or that aren't absolutely fucking disgusting. So, yeah, I'm not. I'm leaving that one alone. Can Drex sue Nick for impersonation? No. Let me see what else here. Make sure we got everything. No, guys, that's it here. I mean, this is it's shit. It's absolute garbage. We all knew that, and oh, hold on here. I have a I'll have to answer this later. Oh, that's not a shower text, but it's a funny text. All right, Nick Kreuzer is saying, Yana. Well, that'd be the funny thing, because I will say so far, Ralph has actually done a very good job on his own. Ralph negotiated a plea out and got his plea taken care of. Once again, I think it's shitty what happened to Ralph, but Ralph gets credit for taking care of his business. Ralph had a problem and he handled his fucking business. Nick has a problem and Nick goes, ah! The whole time, I want my cocoa. Well, that's Nick every time. No! I need to teach my kids about banging a mistress. My mom and dad did destigmatize the bedroom. Enough. So maybe Ralph should help Nick. I mean, it might be better than the shit he's got going with the Barnes Walker. And I'm not joking. I actually do think Ralph might do a better job at this point. Ralph goes, Your Honor, my client being affected by the dimensional merge after putting that necklace on. This is entirely out of his control. Although, didn't Ralph put it on too? That might be a bad argument to make for Ralph. Is Nick going to do time on this? No. If Nick gets in trouble for all the computer shit and fucking around with Aaron, yeah, that could end up causing that to happen, because now when Nick goes for sentencing, which is going to happen whether he gets convicted or takes a plea, the court's now going to see Nick got in a new fucking trouble while his case was pending. That's never a good sign for a court. They will get very fucking angry about that. It's not a good sign. Like, he is increasing his chances. Let's see here. Days and Catnip says these attorneys should blame themselves for taking Nick as a client. I'm sure there's a lot of money being waved around, so that always makes it, you could put up with a lot. Like, here's the thing, chat. When you're getting paid a lot of money, you could put up with a lot of bullshit. Like, here's how you need to think about money. Money takes your ability from putting up with bullshit from here, And it makes it go all the way up to here. It raises it up to here. So you can handle that much more bullshit when you get paid money. That is how money works. Trump once says cops didn't have facts when they got the warrant. Yeah, they did. They had a lot of facts. They literally watched Nick high on fucking drugs in his own home. Then they had Aaron talking about the drugs and where the drugs were found. So there you go. Yeah. Jefferson Post says the ineffective assistance. The council listened to me. Yes. Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, it's my fault. So throw the bums out. And then Ag says thoughts of the swatting incident by Aaron on the Requietas. And yes, when I read this earlier, they didn't even bother addressing the swatting thing. I don't know if the prosecutor looked at this and said, like, this is retarded. We're not even going to bother with it. But I think it's bullshit. I clearly think it's bullshit. I'm sure Nick is bullshit lying fuck off, as he likes to say. Like, nothing makes sense there. None of it works. None of it works. So that is just my point. Let's see here. Oh, I missed this. Del says, could there be any court requirements barring Nick from being online, or is that only for offender stuff? Even with sex offenders, they still have the ability to use the internet. It's just normally when that things happen, they can be restricted for a little while, but after a while, they have the right to be on things. But it's at that point where you provide your PO, like anything you're on, you have to provide them with all usernames and passwords, so they can always log in and check you, and they could check on things, see what you're up to, what you're doing. Now, they will restrict you at times if you're logging into places until you can't go there anymore, but just general prohibitions on the internet is not as like a common thing as you'd think it might. Like back in the day, yes, but now not really. I mean, think about how much we all rely on the internet. It's actually very critical. Hodor says, can Kayla still win? Match me. Bernie needs another vacation home. No, she can't win. She cannot win. The Pie Baker says, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Well, make me. Yes, Jerry says, Yana, bish. All right. And Trey says, to his credit, Ralph is willing to work with his attorney, not against him. You know, and the fact he was able to negotiate all that, that's actually pretty good. So good on him. And do that over a distance, he did it. Let's see. And they say, Sean owes someone 20 sterling. Not really. I mean, I thought initially on this case, Nick isn't going to go to jail, but yes, I think I might have to if Nick does new criminal activity. I think that is going to count, and I think I'll have to count that. But it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, chat. I don't have to eat. I don't have to eat those chicken tendies made out of crow yet. Why is that going off? All right, let's see here. What else we got? Every time Sean says Nick, the Nickelodeon song plays in my head. Well, yeah. Nick's doing it on purpose just to cost me that $20. Yes, I'll show Sean I'll get a felony. So, guys, what I would tell you is give it by next week, and we're gonna get the court saying lol, felted, go home, lose, BTFO, touch grass, cope seed, dilate. Give it about a week. I bet we're gonna get a nuke on this thing. And then we'll see what happens. Because remember, it's next week that's going to be the time. Next Tuesday is going to be the time. It's the 17th for Nick. Did the swatting take place at a Denny's? Yes. Yes, it did. Everything is anti-white. I know. Can't trust the white people. Hodor says, did you start it all with the shower joke? Diabolical. Dude, you know, like I said, I was just trying to make a fucking joke. I didn't realize I was kicking a soccer ball into a minefield. I was really just trying to make a joke. And holy shit, I did not end up making a joke. I literally set a fucking landmine off. It was rough. That was not planned. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right, guys, moving on to the other thing that happened today. Daniel Penny. The victor. The victor as we see here. Oh, hold on. Skeeve Man says, my name rhymes with Sky. Okay. Skive Man. Okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you were like, I just didn't know. I didn't know. But I got you. Skive Man. But yes, anyways, chat, we're moving on to the Daniel Penny situation. As reported here, Daniel Penny has seen his shadow. White Boy Summer has extended into the winter. So yes, chat, Daniel Penny was acquitted of the negligent homicide charge. And that was after his manslaughter charge was dismissed on Friday. So it's all over. It's done. Daniel Penny gets to go home. And, chat, it's stuff like this here where he gets to go home and be a Chad. He gets to go have a couple of road pops. Here you go. This is him. So that's. Hold on. Yeah, what's up? Did it come over? Oh, it didn't come over? Oh. All right, chat. Yes, we're going to watch it. Oh, damn it. And the funny part is, this is on Defiant L's. So it's like, how good of an L is that for me to take like that? Oh my God, chat. Help me now, Jesus. Anyways, if you guys want to see, right after trial, Daniel Penny's at the bar with his attorneys. And you know what? After a case like this, that's a place to go. Having a party like Victor's. So here they are. And we're going to boost this a little bit so you can hear it.
How you feeling? Yeah.
He's feeling good.
What's up?
We're
Come together. How's it going? How's it feel?
Feels great. He's finally got the justice he's deserved.
Did you think it was going to happen?
Sorry? No, we think that this should have happened probably on day one, but the point thing is it happened.
So yeah, and that's his attorneys, and they're very happy this worked out. His other attorneys, they give a bit of a short discussion here.
Well, he's not guilty on a few different reasons because his actions were justified. He was trying to help people on that train, and he did.
No, I like how this defense attorney is like, well, he's not guilty for a number of reasons. Number one, he's the Chad. And let me tell you what, when he was choking him out, he was choking him like the Chinese chicken. When you get a drumstick and your brain stops ticking.
And number two, he's not responsible for the death because the death was caused by a lot of other factors that we tried to present with a lot of clarity, such as the K2 abuse and the sickling crisis, and cardiac issues, not to mention the paranoid schizophrenia, which only added to that impact. So I'm just glad that the jury was able to truly evaluate that as a potential cause of death, and that Danny was justified in the actions that he took.
So there you go. That is the situation there. And there have just been, guys, the memes out of this. The memes have been great. The memes in this have been great, chat. There have been some good fucking memes here. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. And why is this not working the way I wanted it to? The memes have been good. Yeah, he got the sickle cell. Yes, a bare naked ladies reference to 2024. Yes. Here they are, like Giga Chads, celebrating their victory. And then, you know, guys, this I think really does show where we could be as a country. But look at these two. They're just like, you know, they're just having fun. Like, these guys were getting along so well on that train. I think we got it all wrong, chat. I think we got it all wrong. You know, there was no problem there. They're just like, run. He's like, Lamau. And he's like, dude. He's like, Angela, yeah, sickle cell is a very serious disease, but yes, they're just having a tickle fest, pretty much. Oh, yes, having a good time, having a good time. Don't stop me now. Well, to be fair, nobody did stop Daniel Penny, so they didn't stop him. Now, and then we go on to, there have been many other topics and things that have been addressed here. But one of them we talked about, guys, we talked about this at the time of Daniel Penny, and it's Jordan Williams. And he stabbed up a homeless guy who was acting crazy on the train, and he got, you know, the charges were dropped almost immediately. And the grand jury also declined to indict him. So if people ever tell you, well, what happens if he was black? It's like, we already had that happen. Now, does that mean going forward, I think people are going to be more inclined to help out? I don't know, ultimately, if it's like an... You know, we'll see. We'll see if that's going to do anything here. Now, some of you might be asking, what happened in this case? So, I don't know. I kind of have a couple of theories, and the most plausible theory is it was like 11-1 not guilty, and then when they removed the top verdict off they couldn't agree on, they got down to the next one, they still couldn't agree. And I think those people, like, they bullied the holdout. Like, that happens all the time. Holdouts get bullied. Now, it's not like they were threatening to kick his ass, but I'm sure that they were really leaning on the person hard. And after a while, you know, you figure out who's weak and you pick on them and get what you need. So I very easily could have seen it that way. The other way, and I saw this, I thought it was actually a very interesting theory, is that when the prosecutor dismissed the manslaughter, whoever was holding out looked at the case and said, well, if you don't give a shit about him, I don't give a shit about him. Fuck it, he's not guilty. Because, you know, the city did get rid, you know, is changing things around, is messing with things. And if the city dismisses a charge that's really horrible and evil, well, it could have demoralized the holdouts. Now, I don't know if that's really there, because I think those holdouts could say, well, I'm still going to fight and still get justice. But we don't really know yet. And I'm not sure if we will find out. So, yes, I do have allergies really bad. Are there pallets of bricks going to start showing up? Allegedly, but I mean, it's New York in December. It's cold and rainy and shitty. I don't think you're going to have people rioting. And yes, as we get to more and more things that are going on, chat, we are so back, but only if you knew how back we really are. SM369 says that license plate. I don't get it. What license plate? I'm not sure what you mean. There are just a bunch of things here. This is another funny one. Daniel Penny found not guilty in all charges. Me when I see a Michael Jackson impersonator moonwalking onto my subway car. You guys don't remember Jordan Neely was famous for dressing up as Michael Jackson and being like a tourist attraction for people. So that was his claim to fame in the subways. And from there, we actually did get comments from we have comments from Jordan Neely's family, in particular his dad. And even though his family is here, this does get actually interesting, chat. So here we go. Here they are talking. Angela says, "I will take a homeless vet spazzing than the dancers any day." You'll take crazy homeless people over dancers every day. The dancers must be awful where you live on the train. And she says, "Let me tell you, the performers on the train do get on my last damn nerve." Angela's sitting there getting ready to get on the train. She's like, "I'm going to shove your ass out into the tracks." Michael Stetson says, referring to the Hito 2 plane. I don't know what you're talking about. Can the BLM protesters be arrested for inciting violence? I mean, if there really ends up being violence, theoretically, yes, but that ain't never going to happen. I mean, remember, you're not getting brought, like, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. I don't care if they're walking down the street screaming, "Kill the boar, kill the farmer, bring me my machine gun." If you guys know South Africa, you'll get that chant. But, like, they're not going to do it. They could all be running down through Midtown Manhattan with knives screaming, "Zulu, Zulu, Zulu, Zulu," and just murdering everybody. Not going to happen to them. Not going to happen to them. And I hate to be the bad news on that, but it is just what happens. But anyways, here you go, guys. Here you go.
There's too often this is happening where we're left alone in this society. We got to stop that. We have to change how we impact each other. Jordan came on that subway car. The first thing he asked for was food, and he was killed. And the person who killed him was not held responsible. We cannot allow this to keep happening.
Okay. Oh. Look like the police attacked Brooklyn, right?
So this is Daniel Penny's mom, guys. Here you go.
Good morning, everyone. Here we stand once again in front of this injustice.
Well, actually, I don't think this is his mom.
I stood here 10 years ago because they did not give justice to me.
Oh, it's Eric Garner's mom. Okay, thank you, Plead the Fifth. Eric Garner. Yes, he got choked out by the cops for selling Lucy's single cigarettes outside a convenience store.
My son with the chokehold. Mm-hmm. I fought hard to get the anti-chokehold bill passed, which did pass. But it shouldn't only be for police officers. It should be for civilians also. No one deserves to be choked to death.
What? I'm just saying hypothetically, what if you like it? Because that sometimes happens. No one deserves to be choked to death. I don't know. If you're a crazy man threatening to murder people on a fucking subway car, you might deserve to be killed.
And you know, we're in that courtroom and people are cheering for the verdict. They made the loudest noise. The judge did nothing. But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom. Is that justice?
Yes. Yes, because Jordan Neely's dad, in response to the one of the defense attorneys clapping, he said, "Do you want to get killed?" Yeah, imagine that. The judge is going to be like, "Get the fuck outside. You're fucking done, homie."
Or what? We can't allow this to keep going on. We have to fight this system. That's what I had to do. I had to fight to get the little justice that I got. I got one police officer fired. There's more that need to be fired. But I tell this family, do not give up. Because that's what they want you to do. They want to discourage you. Just like they tried to discourage me. But 10 years later, I'm still fighting. And I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for families like yourself. That's why I have to come out when this injustice is done.
So that's one of the things here, chat. There's also Hold on one second. Let's see here. We are looking for. Okay, where's the other guy? His dad actually speaks, and yeah, here we go. Here we go. So his dad actually spoke as well, and yes, it gives me that. It gives me that. Yes, and there's going to be. I'm sure there's going to be a breaking in of various Foot Lockers and Hermes stores to get the reparations. But here we go. Here is Jordan Neely's dad, right here, the one who threatened basically to kill the defense attorneys.
BLM had threatened to burn down parts of the city, cars, whatnot. Let's watch. They're angry over Daniel Penny being found not guilty.
Now, this is the guy who is suing Daniel Penny, and he's going to lose. At this point, Daniel Penny was acquitted. I don't know about New York, but in many states, an acquittal for in a wrongful death case where you're acquitted of the crime because the jury determines you acted lawfully pretty much counts as immunity in these situations. So I don't know about New York, but that could very well be. I reached out to Nate and asked him, but he hadn't gotten back to me yet.
To do it for us. And clearly, if we get to this point, it's too late. We have to be there for each other, and that's our call to action. Everybody that's pissed off at this verdict, I challenge you to go outside today and help one person. That's my challenge. If you're angry, if you're hurt, go help one person. That's how we beat the system. That's how.
Why did that one guy dress up as pea soup? I don't know. I like the hat though. I like what he's got going on up here in the hat band, but I don't like flat brimmed hats. You got to put a little bit of you got to put a little bit of a roll in it, but I like the hat.
We turn this around by being there for each other.
I just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we going to do, people? What's going to happen to us now? I had enough of this. System is rigged.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people.
Is it really rigged? Is it really?
Let's do something about this.
Okay, what? What do you want to do?
Let's do something about it. Too often, we have Eric Garner's mother here.
What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about this? Oh, they already had her. So that was kind of the other part of that came in there. And then we have this big guy in the back. Remember, he was this is one of the BLM organizers. He had his Dolce & Gabbana jacket on last week on Friday. This is him.
Choke. We need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
We need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
Right.
I'm tired. We need some black vigilantes.
Now, he's just a BLM rabble rouser chat, so don't really worry about him. But yeah, that's kind of where we are with it. Now, this is from earlier this week. This is the actual prosecutor, Daphne Yoren. Here we go, Chad. You want to see this lady in action? Here you go.
This was never.
Hold on here. There we go.
Has never been done in my office. So I'm going to give you an example of something that I did with a recent case of mine, and this has never been done in my office. I had a murder case where the defendant did not intentionally kill the victim. He went into an ATM on the Upper West Side and tried to rob an individual. Unfortunately, it was an older individual. He was 86. And in the course of the robbery, he fell to the ground. And as a result, he died. This is, under the law, a felony murder, which is akin to intentional murder.
No, that's you know what you call that? That's felony murder. He tried to rob an old guy because whoever did it was a little bitch and didn't want to fucking attack a full-size person. So he went and attacked an old man, and he killed an old man stealing fucking money. That's felony murder. That's felony murder. I didn't mean do it. Help me, Miss Yorn. I just don't know no better. She's like, oh, you poor black man. You don't know no better. It's okay. It's okay. That's what she just did. But listen to her.
However, when I first got the case, I learned, I took the time to learn about the defendant. And it was a...
No. It's not about Jordan, Catalina. It's not about Jordan. She's just saying there's other times where she's done completely insane shit as a prosecutor. This is just demonstrating how psychotic she is.
Strong case, so it wasn't about a whodunit. I knew immediately who did it. I could prove it. I could take it to trial that day and win it. But it wasn't about that. It was that the more I learned about the defendant and his life and the circumstances, the kinds of things that Jarrell was talking about, that one should take into account the trauma of that individual, I really felt incredibly sorry for him that he had gotten to that point in his life where he felt like there was no other choice but to commit this robbery.
Okay, hold on, chat. Let me bring this up more.
Here. Kill the victim.
Let me know if you guys can hear this.
On the Upper West Side and tried to rob an individual. Unfortunately, it was an older individual. He was 86. And in the course of the robbery, he fell to the ground. And as a result, he died. This is, under the law, a felony murder, which is akin to intentional murder. However, when I first got the case, I learned, I took the time to learn about the defendant. And it was a strong case, so it wasn't about a whodunit. I knew immediately who did it. I could prove it. I could take it to trial that day and win it. But it wasn't about that. It was that the more I learned about the defendant and his life and the circumstances, the kinds of things that Jarrell was talking about, that one should take into account the trauma of that individual, I really felt incredibly sorry for him that he had gotten to that point in his life where he felt like there was no other choice but to commit this robbery.
So there you go, chat. You know, she's like, oh, she wanted to do all that shit for not us. Is this the dude from The Mask? Yes. Is she mansplaining? I think so, a little bit. She's just a rough-looking woman. But there were other people out there. There were other protests.
This is great. Where's it great? Mr. Mayor Adams! Mr. Mayor Adams! Where's America great? You was a cop. You're a black man in America. Where's it great at? Where's America? Where's it great?
I mean, listen. She barking a lot, chat. I mean, she's damn loud.
Where's it great? Mr. Mayor Adams! Mr. Mayor Adams!
Mr. Mayor! Mr. Mayor. Hello, chat. Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor. And there were other people that were protesting outside. I believe we've already heard.
We need some black.
Yeah.
We need some black vision.
And look, they're all wearing keffiyehs. Isn't that interesting? All these shitbags are wearing Palestinian gear too, huh? Isn't that interesting? Yes. World Star! World Star. Yes. I love this guy in the red hat. Yeah. Wait. So, hold on, chat. Here we go. I hate to say that we had to think that that was like the surprising thing that Daniel Penny was found not guilty, but it really is true. I mean, there was a good chance he gets convicted out of this. That was like the crazy part about all of this. That was a very big, real concern. And then, yes, the ultimately chat, yes, if you are an AutoZone or a Target, I'm in danger. Oh, you very well could be in danger going forward. So. Oh. And then this is from over on Friday. This is a good one. Here. This is the Daniel Penny jury right now. 6 Chads and 6 soy checks. Why won't you convict him? No. I will say I was really, really, really worried about his perm kind of being used against him. But just, because it's I don't know. But anyway, it worked out good for him. Congratulations, Daniel Penny. Oh, and then there's one more chat. One more here. We're gonna switch to here. Daniel Penny found innocent. Somebody says that's not a perm, that's just his hair. I don't know. He's got really curly fucking hair. I'm like, I've never seen a guy with hair that curly before. That wasn't, like as a white guy with curly ass hair like that, I've just never seen it before. I don't know. Sorry. Suffer chat. I just not experienced in that. I am not experienced. What? I guess, yeah, Weird Al, but I don't really I don't know Weird Al, but yeah, I know of him, I guess. But it's fair, I guess. I don't know. Actually. So that's kind of where we are tonight, chat. It's kind of where we are really at this point. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see. Nope, all right. So, yes, more and more mana. The people are tired of lawlessness. I think so. Let's see here. The one thing that actually helped Daniel Penny, and I was surprised that he got away with not having to testify here. Angela says, now your privilege, you need to get your eyes checked. He is not cute. Well, girls behave. Mr. Slaughter goes, Ree. Plead the Fifth says whites can have curly hair. Yeah, but he's got like real curly hair. Holy shit, it's like crazy curly. Adam says, I had hair like that. I'm like, okay, I've never known anybody who had hair like that. HIV1 says, no, you underestimated the power of the subway solidarity. Yeah. Shannon Gates says, are we winning? For now we are. Remember, every day we get a dub. Every day we get the dub, chat. We got to keep them. Keep those dubs running. The boss man dubs. Alex says, I have LOL. Ben Askren, Sean. Okay, there you go. Sweet Bovine said those harpies melting down is nightmare fuel for me. It's only 10:30. Well, I'm sorry. Does Justin Timberlake count as a guy? No. He does not count. So Daniel Penny is done, chat. Nothing can come back. Nothing can come after him. So he's actually, he's free to go. He's a free man. It sucks it got to that point, but here he is. Now, some of you are like, can he sue anybody? Nope. Young Thug can't happen there. What kind of sheltered life have I led? That I wasn't around people with curly hair like this? Lived in Ohio, man. It's like nobody has that. Ugh, look. With the soul glow in their hair. It says he's like mixed with the fellas. Yeah, hold on 1 second, chat. All right, chat. So, yeah, we are... Hold on. What do we got left here? I would not be surprised if Fool tries something stupid against him. Yeah, but if I was him, I'd be getting the hell out of New York and getting to some place where I can own a handgun. So... Skyman says, as a kid, I was told that if I ate my bread crust, I would get curly hair. I didn't, and now I have no hair. Well, there you go. That's true. Michael says, stop shouting the N-word with your mic muted, Sean. Well, how about if I start yelling it right now? How about that, chat? Does that work? I can do that. People in your Discord said the manifesto dropped. Oh, it did? Ooh, we might look at... Is that available, chat? We might take a look on that right now. Let's see. Where is the manifesto of the guy? Of the shooter? Where is it? I don't see it. People are saying it dropped. Where did it go? Where did it go? Yes, apparently the guy, Luigi Mangione, got found with the manifesto in his possession, which is kind of tight. Oh, I forgot to mention, chat, we do have one more meme. We're going to get this in a second here, but if there's a already, that'd be amazing. Let's see if it's actually out there, because if it is, we'll cover it. Oh, okay. So this guy does it did get put out there. Oh, so he did. Okay, this is interesting. This is very interesting. So he bought Industrial Society and its future. If you guys aren't aware, hold on, chat. We got to get that out. Get it dusted off here. But that is from the late great Uncle Ted. You may have heard of him. He did write some good books. He wrote some real bangers out there, chat. If you do remember, Uncle Ted wrote some great hits. You may have heard them before. Industrial Society and its future. Theodore John Kaczynski. And also Technological Slavery. Uncle Ted, you want to talk about some touchdown on paper that's unbreaded? Here you go. Here you go. Anyway, this is very interesting. So here we are. We'll get the meme out of the way first. It's a pretty good meme. So sad for Derek Chauvin. But yes, I can't wait till the crossovers between Daniel Penny and Kyle Rittenhouse. And then, yes, so here, this is apparently written by the guy. It says, clearly written by a mathematics prodigy, reads like a series of Lamaze on the 21st question of the 21st century quality of life. It's easy to quickly and thoughtless write this off as a manifesto of a lunatic. Oh, hold on here. That's why we're not being able to zoom in on it. Here we go. There we go. We'll try to, that helps you guys here. We'll do it this way. It's easy to quickly and thoughtless write this off as a manifesto of a lunatic in order to avoid facing some of the uncomfortable problems it identifies. But it's simply impossible to ignore how prescient many of his predictions about modern society turned out to be. It's true. Uncle Ted was right about a lot of things, and the thoughtless work that we do that actually offers nothing. There's a lot of things he was right about. A lot of his solutions to those problems were not correct. He was a violent individual rightfully in prison who maimed innocent people. While these actions tend to be characterized as those of a crazy Luddite, however, they are more accurately seen as those of an extreme political revolutionary. And he says, a take I found online that I think is interesting. Ted had the balls to recognize that peaceful protests had gotten us nowhere. At the end of the day, he's right. Oil barons haven't listened to any environmentalist, but they feared the Unabomber. And they did. They did fear the Unabomber. And he goes on, chat, for like a whole nother page. And now it kind of sounds like Alex Jones, because you could almost read this in Alex Jones's voice. When all other forms of communication fail, violence is necessary to survive. You may not like his methods, but to see things from his perspective, it's not terrorism, it's war and revolution. Fossil fuel companies actively suppress anything that stands in their way. And within a generation or two, it will begin costing human lives by greater and greater magnitudes until the Earth is just a flaming ball orbiting third from the sun. Peaceful protest is outright ignored. Economic protest is impossible in the current system. So how long until we recognize that violence against those who lead us is justified as self-defense? The companies don't care about you, your kids, or grandkids. They have zero qualms about burning down the planet for $1. So why should you have any qualms about burning them down to survive? And then, yes, this is very much an Alex Jones quote. We're animals just like everything else on this planet, except we've forgotten the law of the jungle and bend over to the globalist when any other animal would recognize the threat and fight to death for their survival. Violence never solved anything is a statement uttered by cowards and predators. Very true. Very, very true, chat. But let's see if there's so this appears to be it here. This appears to be his actual statements. Yes, Uncle Ted was tortured by MK Ultra. Yes, he was. Angela says, what if this was a hired hit? Yes. Very well could have been. It could have been. Yes, I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. Anyways, this is his thing, chat here. The allopathic complex and its consequences. He says the Second Amendment means I am my own chief executive and commander-in-chief of my own military. Okay, so far kind of based. Very based. I get it. I kind of like it. I like it. I authorized my own act of self-defense in response to a hostile entity making war on me and my family. Nelson Mandela says no form of violence can be excused. Kayla says it's all the same whether you live or die or have a cup of coffee. MLK says violence never brings permanent peace. Gandhi says that non-violence is the mightiest power available to mankind. Yes. The myopic complex and its nerdiness. It's not, but it's actually, that's a fair way to look at it. You're your own army. That's who they tell you are heroes. That's who our revolutionaries are. Yet, is that not capitalistic? Nonviolence keep the systems working at full speed ahead. What did it get us? Look in the mirror. They want us to be nonviolent so they can grow fat off the blood they take from us. The only way out is through. Not all of us will make it. Each of us is our own chief executive. You have to decide what you will tolerate. Okay, this is sounding bad. They say Gladiator 1 Maximus cuts into the military too that identifies him as part of the Roman Legion. His friend asks, is that the sign of your god? And then as Maximus carves deeper into his own flesh, as his own blood drips down, he smiles and nods yes. The tattoo does represent the emperor who is God. The god emperor has made himself part of Maximus's own flesh. The only way to destroy the emperor is to destroy himself. And Maximus smiles through the pain because he knows it is worth it. These might be my last words. I have the feeling we're going to hear from you again, buddy. I hope we do. I don't know when they will come for me. I will resist them at any cost. That is why I smile through the pain. He says, they diagnosed my mother with severe neuropathy when she was 41 years old. She said it started 10 years before with burning sensations. And at first the pain would last and then go from tingling and the numbness, then fade away. The first time, yeah, he didn't resist. He did not resist. Spoiler alert, he did not resist. Yes, and he did not. The first time, the guy's 100% autistic as hell. Oh, yeah, he is. The first time the pain came, she ignored it. Then it came a couple times a year, and she ignored it. Then every couple of months. Then a couple of times a month. Then a couple times a week. At the time the tingling faded to numbness, the pain would start, and the discomfort was constant. And even going from the couch to the kitchen would make her own lunch become a major endeavor. So she tried to use ibuprofen and it wasn't working. The first doctor said it was psychosomatic. So nothing was wrong. The second doctor said it was a compressed nerve in her spine. She needed back surgery. It would cost $180,000. And the recovery would be 6 months before walking again. 12 months for full recovery, full potential recovery. And she would never lift more than 10 pounds of weight again. Oof. Sounds like she was getting fusion done too. The third doctor performed a nerve conductive study, electromyography, an MRI, and blood tests. Each test cost $800 to $1,200. She hit her deductible of her healthcare plan in October. Then the doctor went on vacation. And my mother couldn't resume tests until January when her deductible reset. The test showed severe neuropathy. $180,000 is a surgery that would have fixed it. Oh, the surgery would have had no effect. They gave her opioids for the pain. Oof. At first, the pain relief was worth the price of the constant mental fog. She didn't tell me about that until years later. He says, all I remember is that we took a trip for the first time in years when she drove me to Monterey to go to the aquarium. I saw an otter in real life swimming on its back. It's like we left at 7 a.m. listened to Green Day on the 4-hour car ride. Over time, the opioids stopped working. They made her more sensitive to the pain, and she felt withdrawal symptoms after just 2 or 3 hours. Ooh. Then there was gabapentin. Yeah. By now the pain was so bad she couldn't exercise, which compounded the weight gain from the slow metabolic rate and hormonal shifts, and it barely helped the pain. It made her so fatigued she would go an entire day without getting out of bed. Then there were corticosteroids, which didn't even work. The pain was so bad, my mother would wake up screaming in the night, screaming in pain. I would run in the room asking if she's okay. Eventually, I stopped getting up. She'd yell out anguished shrieks of wordless pain or the word fuck, stretched and distended to its limits. I turn over and go back to sleep. That's pretty hardcore. That's pretty hardcore, chat. All of this while they bled us dry with follow-up appointment after follow-up appointment, with consultations and more scans. Each appointment was promised to be fully covered until the insurance claims were denied and denied and denied. Allopathic medicine did nothing to help my mother's suffering. Yeah, it's the foundation of our society. My mother told me that on a good day, the nerve pain was like her legs were immersed in ice water. On a bad day, it felt like her legs were clamped in a machine shop vise, screwed down to where the crank stopped turning, and then crushed further until her ankle bones splintered and cracked to accommodate the tightening clamp. She had more bad days than good. Oof. Yeah, my mother crawled and crawled to the bathroom on her hands and knees. I slept in the living room to create more distance from her cries at night. He said, I still woke up and still went back to sleep. And he says, I thought there was nothing I could do. And he says, the high copays make consistent treatment impossible. New treatments were denied as not medically necessary. Old treatments did not work and still put us out for thousands of dollars. And here we go, chat. United Healthcare limited specialist consultations to twice a year. They refused to cover advanced imaging what the specialist needed for an appointment. Prior authorizations took weeks, then months. United Healthcare constantly changed their claim filing procedure. They said my mother's doctor needed to fax his notes. The United Healthcare said they did not save fax patient correspondence. It required a hard copy of the doctor's typed notes to be mailed. Then they said they never received the notes. Then they were unable to approve the claim until they received and filed the notes. They promised coverage and broke their word. With every delay, my anger suffered. With every denial, I wanted to throw the doctor through the glass wall of their hospital waiting room. But it wasn't them. It wasn't the doctors, the receptionists. It was United Healthcare. He said, people are dying. Evil has become institutionalized. Okay, yeah, now we're getting to the left-wing stuff here. People are dying. Corporations make billions off pain, suffering, death, and anguish cries in the night of millions of Americans. And he says, we entered into an agreement for healthcare with the legally binding contract that promised care commensurate with their insurance payments and medical needs. Then United Healthcare changed the rules to suit their own profits. They think they can make rules and think that's illegal. No one can punish them. Well, somebody did. Yeah. They think they make the rules and they think that's because it's legal and no one can punish them. And they think there's no one out there who will stop them. So I should be reading this in like Christian Bale Batman voice. So it's saying, now my own chronic back pain wakes me in the night. Screaming in pain, I sought out another type of healing to show me the real antidote to what ails us. He says, I bide my time, saving the last of my strength to strike my final blows. All extractors must be forced to swallow the bitter pain they deal out to millions. And he says, as our own chief executives, it is our obligation to make our own lives better. So that's... I'm waiting for the crazy part to drop in here, chat. First and foremost, we must seek to improve our circumstances and defend ourselves. As we do so, our actions have ripple effects that can improve others. The rules exist between two individuals. In a network that covers the entire Earth, some of the rules are written down. Some of these rules emerge from natural respect between individuals. Some of these are defined in physical laws, like the properties of gravity, magnetism, or potential energy stored in the chemical bonds of potassium nitrate. And he says, no single document better encapsulates this, that people are equal in fundamental worth and moral status than the frameworks for fostering collective well-being than the U.S. Constitution, which is very weird. He's got a very left-wing slant, but he's like, the Constitution is actually good, chat. It says writing a rule down doesn't make it a law. I don't give a fuck about the law. Okay, cool. Maybe we can be friends. Law means nothing. What does matter is following the guidance of our own logic and what we learn from those before us to maximize our own well-being, which then maximizes the well-being of our loved ones and community. He says that's where United Healthcare went wrong. They violated their contract with my mother, with me, and with tens of millions of other Americans. This threat to my own health, my family's health, and the health of our country's people requires me to respond with an act of war. Fiend. And end scene. So there you go. There's a Pokemon. So there you go, chat. Does sound a little bit like a crazy guy. Does sound like a little bit of a crazy guy. I bet he voted for Ron Paul. Yeah. The Pokemon's killer. Oh, boy. No, we're not dealing with that. Who is messaging me? There we go. Yes, the manifesto. Well, yeah, we got the manifesto. Okay, hold on here, chat. I was trying to see. Somebody was telling me, making sure I had the right thing. This guy's uber based. Not really that base. Not really that base, chat. I don't think so. He's something. He's something. We'll find out, though. You know, yes. Hold on here. When is it? When's the next Abrams tank being constructed? That's the next one after we get which I think we're probably going to be good with on since we've got the so you're wondering, we've got the Dauntless looking pretty good right now. We've got it looking pretty good. So we're probably gonna. I got to get the wing roots done, and then yeah, we're gonna be ready to take care of this bad boy here and get the finishing touches on it. Because I think it's really the main thing left is the wings soaking up all the black paint, and then we're gonna weather this up, and then from there we'll be done and start that. Because I kind of need to get that one going because I got that for Christmas last year and hadn't gotten started on it yet. So it's kind of like my mom's like, when are you going to do that one? And I'm like, oh, next. And, you know, so like there's what we got going so far. Supposed to match one I found online. So there we go. So we got pretty far on this over the past week. So let's see. We got some super chats. Linda, hi Linda, is saying, too bad Johnny Cochran isn't available for Luigi. Yes. Skyvan says, for £5 sterling. Isn't he going to get Daniel Pennington and civilly sued by the family? What are the chances that will be a success for them? Probably nothing. They're not going to get shit from him, especially if the jury acquitted him. Dolly's saying, my dad had jury duty once and made a 20-year-old girl cry. Kept asking if she was an idiot. That happens sometimes in these juries. That happens. Ag biochemist is good, bish. Hako for $2 says, she sounds like the trumpet fight guy. Squizcar says, Nate said on stream this verdict wouldn't make much difference in the civil case. Oh, he did? Okay, well, there you go. Nate hadn't got back to me yet, but like in Ohio, this actually would be helpful in a civil case. Robot Mechanic says, can you get juries for civil trials? Yes. That's a Seventh Amendment thing. And anyways, yes, generally for jury trials, you can, for civil trials, you can get a jury. The Pirate Skeleton for $2 says, looks like Trump's America is starting early. Yeah. Christmas came early, chat. Let's see here. Why is this not working? Oh, Blue Fire says, oh, she really thought she might win this? I think she did. I mean, I think she thought the jury was going to be more in her scale or tipped in her favor. But I think, I mean, like the odds were already in her favor. I mean, like she stood a good chance regardless up until the very end. Michael Gelke says for 50,000 dong. That's a lot of dongs. Says they're basically the KKK. Yes, it's like, how dare they get away with standing up against our violence? It's our racist solidarity. Yes. Very true. Very true, Michael. Arcade Outpost says not the same species. Okay. Shredder S is saying he's gifted 5 subs. Chat, he is helping pray the gray away. You too can help pray the gray away here by getting subs. We can pray this gray away and make this chat a better place. If you want to help do that, you can do it down below. But pray the gray away. Jefferson Post says, currently like William Katz, the greatest American hero. Believe it or not, I'm still free. And then Fair Frozen 55 says it's so funny that he potentially printed it. I'd like to give a name of infamy to Chairman Wong's design. The CEO Ender in honor of the Ender 3 he probably used. Yes, guys, as I said before, he used Chairman Wong's, looks like one of his 3D printed pistol frame designs. Kind of like what I got, like I said, what I got over here behind me. And then, let's see, Fairfield says very much like the CEO now fearing denying payments. Deny this. Yes. Yes, very much like the CEO now fears denying payments because he's got to deny this. It's pew pew. Eric the Red says, been a member for 1 month. Well, thank you. Thank you for the support. It says, I used to do medical billing. UHC was the worst. That's a bit of a sobering thing here. It was the worst out of everything you did there. Oof. Not the first time I've heard that in the past couple of days either, though. President-elect Phil Swift says his eyebrows and the shooters look nothing alike. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. Johan says for $2, I call that malicious compliance. That's funny. A lot of people are face blind. That is true. UHC had 4 times the denial rate. Well, there you go. There you go, chat. That's not good. That is not good. Alrighty, so I'm sure we'll get more information on that as it comes out. If you guys are new, we do have our Thursday show every Thursday night at 9:30. So we'll be covering Daniel Penny a little bit more, and we'll be covering this because we're probably going to get more information about the shooting. Then obviously if something else breaks in the Nick Rekieta world, we will be on to cover it. So I did want to say hello to everybody out there that's watching on, we're back on Twitter since I got verified. I still don't know who set me up with that. If you did, thank you. 453 people on Twitter, 1,200 here on YouTube, and 5 in Twitch. And then Johan Naxos gifting 5 more subs. Thank you, Johan. Keep praying the gray away, chat. Thank you for the support here. And the Jefferson Post says, still stuck with Romney care in Massachusetts. It's mandated. Well, yeah, that's a thing. You're probably never getting rid of that. Sadly, you're probably never getting rid of that. And also, guys, if you want to join us, it's only 10 o'clock. We are going to go over to Locals, and that's at potentiallycriminal.locals.com. And we're going to go hang out over there. It's a show that you get if you are a paying member. You get one of those every week. You get a show every Thursday night at the after show. And we talk about all the stuff you can't talk about here. It's a lot of fun. So join us over there and use the promo code POCCRIM. It is a fun time. I promise you'll like it. Let's see here. Andy's saying you don't kill someone because the company or industry is a huge pain in the ass. I mean, you can. It's just not well advised or makes sense. This guy Mangione was filthy rich. It sounds like it. So let's see here. I'm going to write a strongly worded letter. Okay. So we're going to watch the videos over there, chat. There's a lot we can talk about over there. We're going to do that. Arcade Outpost says, how much to come live with you? And a lot. I mean, it all depends on, like, how much are you willing to pay? It's going to have to be a lot. It's going to have to be a lot. NY Renal MD says, I was assaulted by a patient's son 15 years ago. I hurt every day from it. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, chat. So that is it. Once again, and thank you guys. Remember, till next time, just because Daniel Penny did it does not mean he's guilty. But just because Kayla Rekieta did it does mean she's guilty. So, a little bit of a twist there for you tonight, chat. A little bit of a twist. And remember, in honor of Luigi, always sanitize your crime scenes. Don't just do it and play it by ear. You have to clean up as you go. You have to clean up as you go. Oh, yes. We lost the case again, Nick. But yes, we're going over to locals, and I will see you guys there. So take care, everybody. And everybody have a great night. Tomorrow night, we are going to be getting into the Kendrick Lamar Drake lawsuit. With that, we'll probably touch on the Jay-Z lawsuit because it's kind of short, and I don't think it's very long-lived, but we'll see why it's such horrible, horrible garbage. So take care, chat, and we'll see you then.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. But please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy Rekieta? Yeah.